Hello, this is Tarek and welcome to the replay review series. Today we'll be looking at the RandomMercy once more, this time stacking with kill switch. They are on red team this time, so don't be confused. But to start off, we're going to go over the team comps like always, and then we will talk about how things are going mid-game. To start off, we again have the Mercy Ash combo. This is nice for a damage boost, you can already see it here. You have a Rhine Hog, which is not ideal, but fine, since Hog is oftentimes picked as a solo carry character. You have a Torb on attack, which is kind of weird, but fine. And you have a Moira. So, no support ultimates, but no support saving ultimates. But you should be fine. This is all fine for the elo you're playing at. The Torb pick is kind of questionable, and other than that, you should be good. Enemy team is running RandomMercy, which are... Ana's a better healer than Moira at the moment. This might change once the buffs go live. Still. They are playing the Widow, so you want to be watching out for the Widowmaker. And they're playing a Soldier, so they can both contest you. You need to be watching out for those two targets. They also play the Hog, so play out of hook range. Expect to be shielded away by the Sigma. And that should be it. The Ana might contest you as well. So they have a Widow, which is your primary target. You need to get that off the board first, because the Widow can contest you at all times, and she's a very dangerous threat to you. The Soldier can contest you too, but not as much as the Widow, so this is your first target. This can be your second target. You could also go instead for things like Ana or Mercy right after, if the Soldier is not contesting you. You need to be watching out for the hook, of course, for the 6 shield, and for like people contesting you. Moving on. I forgot to erase. Okay. Moving on.
Let's move out.
So the Widow is shielded away. You're missing a lot of shots, and you lost the 1v1. Actually a 1v2 more or less. The reason you didn't one-shot her here is because you're playing out of effective range. Instead of taking the duel here, I would have rather have you, since you have Coach Gun, right, you have it available again, do not take this fight from this high ground, right, from here to over like there. What I would have liked instead would be for you to go this way, get on top of this high ground, as like up here, and shoot her from there, because this is your effective range where you can one-shot that Widow, because she can one-shot you from here, you can't. Like we just witnessed, you headshot her, nothing happened. So yeah, play closer to your target in this scenario. So yeah, you're doing that. You're like going on a bit of a closer range flank. Again, missing. It's fine. My problem is you don't have any value right now, since you're missing everything. Spamming into her is fine here. It's all fine. You just need to get a kill though. Do not die to the Mercy, please. Do not peek anymore. Say when you anti-it, you better not to peek. That's a free kill. Didn't get the kill. Also because she didn't move, you would be to headshot her usually. So you do now have the pick on the Widow. Now let's see, you're gonna go for the Mercy that's airborne. Yeah, that was a good target swap. I think you know that you're incapable of hitting that Mercy in Valkyrie. You didn't play out of hook range, so that got you killed. That's fine. This is all fine. Of course, some mistakes playing in hook range, not hitting headshots on a stationary target like Mercy rezzing, but you should be fine. So their Widow is back. Again, you're playing out of effective range. He can always headshot you. Yeah. Don't take those duels, please. Please don't take those duels out of effective range.
I owe you one.
Again. Bad decision making. The Widow already had an angle on you, right? She was already camping your res body. So there was no point in peeking the Widow. Because you were at a disadvantage from distance wise, and she had the first peek. That's a nice bug. Okay. So now we have you on the Widow as well. Yes. So this time you do actually get your shot, and because your effective range doesn't matter on Widow, because the hero is absolutely utterly broken, you clap her. That's fine.
60 seconds.
These are free kills. This was a hard to hit headshot, so I don't blame you for missing it. Winning the 1v1. Killing the Ana is fine. You can't really headshot the soldier here. That's decent. You aim on Widow seems much better than you aim on Ashe.
No one can hide from my sight.
Sights are good, you can snipe a bit aggressively now. Because you know where the enemy Widow is at, usually. He's just standing in spawn. So there's no threats that can actually contest you right now. Which means you should be able to freely snipe enemies. I don't really have a problem until now. Just some mechanical issues and decision-making issues on Ashe regarding effective ranges and what duels to take, what not to take. Other than that, it's fine so far. Enemy team has a lever, right? Their Widow probably DC'd or something, because she was standing AFK in spawn last round. Ah, this is one anyways now. Still gonna go over how you play though. Probably gonna first hold this, right? Expect you to first hold it. Do not first hold it.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend.
That's one of the DPS that DC'd. Again, watch out for the enemy Widow first. It's a primary target. She did the same mistake you did earlier, peeking you. She was the one that peeked you, so you usually have the upper hand on that. Kind of left your Mercy alone. Kill switch standing AFK. We're watching like some YouTube or something on Mercy. Yes, that's correct. Keep looking at the angles the Widow could be coming from. Like, this is the most important thing in the sniper battle, right?
No one
Is
can
to
hide
look
from my sight.
at the angles the enemy could be coming from, right? The enemy could be standing up here. The enemy could be in any of those windows, all the enemy could be coming around from this corner or from down here or all the way over here. But if they were to go over there, you would already know, right? Or if they were to go over here or like this high ground. Like these high grounds, this one, maybe get a different color. If they were to choose these high grounds, this one, or the one over here, you would know that they are walking there or something, so you would have the upper hand immediately. These are the ones you're most commonly threatened from, these angles. And the angles that are over here, like this one and this bottom area right here, you usually see people going through this, right, through the room here. So you should know if there's somebody either on that side or down here soon. So yeah, for now, just the archway, your primary threatening angle. Moving on, you need to always be aware of where you can be threatened from. Missed a shot on the Mercy, that's fine. Okay, you know that the Widow's going to spawn because of sights. You do hit the headshot because of sights, it's nice. Kinda low. I don't really know why you dropped to begin with. You kind of went really aggressive, played in hook range. This could have got you killed even faster, usually. Like, you just jumped into the mines, I guess, for no reason in particular. They're on us, one. You headshot anyways. So they swapped to McCree. That McCree cannot really contest you anymore. He can of course like poke you a bit, but he's not gonna do as much damage, not gonna be as much of a threat as a Widow or an Ashe. Decent work on the Hog. Yeah, their Hog is doing a lot. That's a decent headshot. It's always easier to hit airborne targets, I feel like, or targets that don't strafe or do unpredictable movement like they do. So the McCree tries to contest you here, but he does actually strafe and sneak spam and stuff. So he's a bit harder to hit. Again, you have the upper hand here because he's peeking you.
No one can hide from my sight.
Now you're kind of even because you were like peeking each other at the same time. Now you're peeking him, so he has an advantage over you.
Merci.
But he's just scared off by the Hog and the Reinhardt, so it's fine. He peeked you.
60 seconds remaining.
Mistakes to do in 1v1s. It is what it is. Peeking the enemy. I don't really know about the repositioning here. Of course, you always want to be repositioning as often as possible to be unpredictable or have unpredictable angles, but this reposition does nothing. Now you just let them through choke because you weren't oppressing them. And I think you didn't know that they swapped to the Widow. So the thing is, because you did in fact go over there, you did not have sideline to anything that was going on over here. And mostly this area too. Didn't really see this area either, really. You repositioned when there was not really a reason to. Of course, repositioning frequently is nice because you get unexpected angles on your enemies, but this reposition did nothing except for let them walk through choke. Because you went over here, you're threatening like aura just disappeared. Like, you were threatening the choke, right? You were threatening this choke the entire time. And because you just went away, they could walk through choke without a problem, and you didn't know what was going on in this general area, which meant that the Widow managed to reposition up to here and then just swapped your ass. Because you probably didn't even know that they swapped to Widow, but still. This is, you basically like peeked her and she had a free kill on you. Moving on. You're not probably, yeah, not gonna get dressed, I think, because your Mercy also died. It is what it is. Mercy also dies.
I need help.
Okay, so, you know, walk
10
back.
seconds remaining.
You're actually gonna lose this point, aren't you? The ball minefields it for no apparent reason. Again, think about effective ranges, right? Think about effective ranges. So, getting this high ground here is fine and all, right? Getting this high ground here is fine. What you could have instead done, because this is McCree's effective range, right? He does full damage at this range. Could have instead gone for that same angle you used earlier with the building way over here, because you would have had more range between the McCree and you, which would have meant you would have had a opportunity to kill him easily because you do full damage and he does not. The Widow, of course, still could have contested you with him, but she dived up here where you are dead right now, which means she couldn't have really contested you if you were over there. Then again, just a suggestion, try to play out of effective ranges of the enemy. So yeah, they just cap, and now
New defense.
they're also 6 men again, because their Widow from earlier rejoined, I guess. This was the Widow that rolled you. The rejoin probably surprised you, I guess. I don't know.
Just what I needed.
And be aware of threatening positions. You saw the Widow shooting trail, so you're not gonna contest her. Nice. You can snipe down main here, or you can threaten the McCree. I think you could have done was camp bodies. Camping bodies as Widow is nice because you get free kills if somebody tries to res it. So if the enemy has a Mercy, try to camp bodies or at least have a sideline to the body you just killed.
Haven't had enough. Sniper. Amateur.
Widow's just throwing. She's just peeking you for no reason. Aye. Peeking the enemy Widow when she has sights and has the upper angle.
You should be at peak performance.
Kind of weird. Yeah, you already know that she's going up there just by common rotations. So now the enemy Widow has sights. This is the time for you not to peek. See, that's why you don't peek, because she has sights. You heard the sights and you peeked anyways, and she already had the angle, and that's why you die. Probably gonna get rest though, right? Yeah, the Diva protects your Mercy from dying. Okay, Widowmaker sight is now over. That's a risky play. Aiming downwards is always harder than aiming up. Oh, now you should swap off the Widow. Okay. It's not your job to get this point here. You didn't play out of flashbang range. It's fine though, because you killed him anyways. Going back to Widow. Yeah, going back to Widow. Okay,
One
that's fine.
shot, one kill.
Now you don't have a Widow anymore to contest you, so you have a bit more freedom.
30 seconds.
Heal me.
Okay, you didn't have an angle on that Mercy resing, that's fine.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. I knew I knew the hog was looking to kill you. As soon as he started like this weird walking sideways, looking into your general direction, I already knew he was going to try and hook you down to get like the threat that was killing them all the time. Again, you need to be aware of everything that can kill you on Widow. You need to be aware of the angles you can be threatened from. You need to be aware of hawk hook ranges, even like diva fly ranges, people diving you. Other than that, your aim is fine. Just, you know, remember to play out of the enemy's effective range when playing Widow, because Widow's effective range is basically endless. It doesn't really matter except for maps like Ilios Ruins, where you have to snipe across the entire map. Like 70 meters is very, very far. If you go into the practice range, you can see like with the one bot and the meter scalas, right, where you have these the scala on the ground. You can just see that's like 30 meters or something. So the distance you can snipe at is quite far. Then again, try to peek awkward angles. Try to peek the angles the enemy expects you from. And try to not peek into the enemy if you're peeking at all. Like, if they already know where you are at and they're peeking, they're already standing in the middle of the open, aiming at the place you will be peeking from, you shouldn't peek. The enemies did that too, right? They knew you were on the high ground, they knew you were scanning the general choke area, for example, and they still walked out of cover to try to challenge you. You shouldn't do that in general, because you're always at a disadvantage if you're the one peeking, because you need to walk first before you can actually shoot, and the enemy it just needs to press one button to kill you. So, and then like rotations, think of what is a rotation going to achieve and which rotations can you take as what characters. Because we saw, for example, you mis-rotating on the Widow, leading to you losing first point because you like didn't exist anymore, basically. You let them through choke, and then they had better angles on you because you were peeking them. So yeah, this is just my general advice, I would say. Other than that, your aim is fine, I feel like. Of course, sometimes you're not hitting shots on stationary targets like a Mercy resing or something, but you're hitting mostly headshots, which is nice. Then again, I'm expecting another Widow nerf soon, and a Nash nerf, so we will see how that will go, I guess. Yeah. This has been me, Didact, talking about an Anubis game of RandomMercy, together with Killswitch. We will not be going over Killswitch here because I think he's just off-rolling and there's no real reason to. It's just coincidence that they were doing. So have a nice day. Enjoy some nice games. Maybe meet some friends, go outside. Stay healthy, and I see you in the next one. Smile.